Hello, I hope you are all doing very well. So, I'm making this short video because I received a few emails from you guys saying that you are overwhelmed, you work full time, and you're not getting to all four subjects, or maybe just two if you're doing two, but you're not getting through all the work, and you're writing your test two next week. So, do I have any advice on how to catch up? So that's what this short video is about, instead of replying to each one separately. So the first thing that I want to say is that you have to make every session count. So when you go and sit down, it's very easy to start planning your study sessions or planning your week ahead or doing other stuff that's not being productive. So make every session count. With the last point that I'll make is don't be a perfectionist, and this ties in with this first point because it's so easy to, or the default is to think I have to get through all the work and I have to get through every single principle or little trick in each topic in every subject. Now, if you just quickly think about with a week left, if you are behind, there's just absolutely no way that that is even remotely possible. So feel good knowing that it's not possible. So because that means then you can do something about it. Because if that was the goal, then everyone's going to fail. So the goal is not to go through every single little detail. The goal is to make every session count. So see it that way. So yes, you might not get through all the subjects. You might not get through all the topics. So if you go and sit down, what should you do? So the first thing, and I've said this before, and you've heard this before, is you have to focus on questions. The reason for that is it's not to test whether you know this stuff. You might fail most of the practice questions. It's to learn from the questions. Remember, what are you working towards? You are working towards answering questions. So that has to be the starting point. You need to get comfortable answering a question that's in front of you. So that means reading the question, understanding the question, planning your structure, layout of your answer, deciding what to write and what to leave out, um, choosing a layout, and then actually writing the stuff. So that is what they are going to ask you to do. So that is what you need to train to do or practice. And then obviously you need to know a lot of theory. But in third year, you've done most of the theory in second year already. So it's more about revising the stuff that you've forgotten. And that's why the next point is revise the basics first. So if you have to choose, if you have to compromise, do the basics and move on to the next topic. So if there's 5 topics for a subject area, make sure that you go through all the super basics from second year first for all 5 topics and get to questions, practice the questions, try to get the easy marks. And only then, if you have time left, which you probably won't if you are in this situation where you only have a week left, leave out the tricky stuff, the higher grade stuff, the stuff that you've never seen before, that you are only ever going to see once or twice, or that's only going to be worth 3 to 5 marks in a test. Worry about those things later for the final exam. Something else that you have to remember is you are working towards passing your third year. So that is your overall goal. So when you study now, don't just think of your test now. So aim for understanding. Remember, your year mark only counts 30%, and they only take the best 3 out of 4 tests. So when you study now, you have to be productive for the final exam. Your final exam is where you can really save yourself if you've fallen behind or if you really messed up throughout the year, because it counts 70%. So whatever you do now, you're not going to get more time later. You can't wait for study leave. You can't wait for life to get um, less busy. It's going to stay like this for the whole year. So you have to learn how to use the time that you have productively. So if you have any questions, please pop me a mail at info@tabaldi.org or francois@tabaldi.org. And if you feel like your situation is different, but the main thing is make every session count. Don't get despondent or procrastinate. Just do something. Remember, doing something to get yourself to a point where you just earn 2 or 5% more next time is already better than getting overwhelmed because you want to do everything and you can't do it and then you don't do anything. So focus on questions, revise the basics, go for understanding in the long term instead of memorizing in the short term. Don't be a perfectionist. Good luck for next week, and yeah, we'll chat soon. But if you have any questions like this, feel free. I'm always here to listen to you, and I'm always here to give advice. So please send those questions. Good luck.